Hi, I'm Madison with the Queen's Journal, and we're here at the Kingston Canadian Film Festival at Blue Rodeo, Lost Together. Let's go! I know you're no strangers to Kingston. I know, Jim, that you're an alum here, but you've toured here a bunch of times. What's it like to be back?
I love coming to Kingston. I loved being here at school and subsequent visits. I've always loved it. It's a beautiful place. My parents went here. My son went here. Everything about it.
Did you propose to your wife here?
I didn't propose to my wife, but I had our first date at Morrison's here.
Right, so he's
nice.
pretty thick in this town.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Montreal. I had a lot of friends there.
Yeah.
And then I had a lot of friends in Toronto. And I had a lot of friends here, like Jim and
Popular guy.
his friend Charlie. At the time I was. I sort of lived here for a few months just so I could go back and forth from each town and see my friends.
Dale, what's it like for you to be trusted with the story?
Oh my God, it's fantastic actually. And we did a bunch of interviews to lead up to the initial release, and the way the guys talked about how this finally unfolded, how they finally said, yeah, we're ready and we think you might be the guy to do it. I was like almost in tears.
And what's it been like for you to see it, all on the screen and replayed? Like, obviously the memories in your head.
It's a little surreal. It's not something that I ever had in my, things I had to get done in life. So it's quite pleasant. And the response it's been getting is really nice.
Well, again, I think I would echo what Greg said. It's not something I ever imagined, but then none of it is what I ever imagined. So I think that after getting over the initial shock of just all the revelation, the personal revelation on screen and seeing your face and seeing you age, I think I recognized how lovely it was to have the story told. Like, Greg and I have been friends and partners for a long time, and so the journey being captured in a documentary by our good buddy Dale.
It's not just a story about music, it is so much about friendship. And so, do you have any advice for all those student musicians who are getting together in the Kingston scene and, they're thinking to that future, not only for the music, but the friendship? Like, how have you maintained that this time? And, looking back on it now, what have you learned?
Well, I'd be interested to hear what he says. But I think part of it, just off the top of my head, is letting your friends do what they want to do and don't challenge them, about, choices that they make, and just let them work through their own lives without too much interference. Mm-hmm. You can stay friends.
Yeah, I think that's true, of course. I think that we realized about, halfway through to where we are now that it was necessary for people to be able to do whatever they needed to musically and personally, because it's just too restricting being in just a band for a long time. But I think also you have to be lucky enough to be around good quality people and for those people to have the will to continue. And I think that that's a really big part of it.
And any last words for anyone who hasn't seen the documentary yet or is watching it tonight? What can they expect and what do you hope they'll take away from it?
Well, I think they're going to realize that Blue Rodeo has a wealth of great songs and that they're not over. This is only a tip of the iceberg. They're still going to keep going. That in Greg's words in the documentary, this is the best the band has ever been.
After watching the documentary, I don't know if that's true.
Oh, here we go.
Well, amazing. Thank you so much for chatting with the Queen's Journal today, and so lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Hi.
If you want to hear more, go check out the Blue Rodeo Q&A in the Arts and Culture section of the Queen's Journal.